Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
60% of the time, it works every time.
Does thinking you're the last sane man on the face of the earth make you crazy?
You wanna hold her?
Yes.
Please?
Yes.
Then you got to try a little tenderness.
It is the Al Travis Show. Love having our next guest on. He's Senator Aric Putnam. How are you doing, Senator?
I'm doing well, my friend. How about you?
I'm great. I've come up with a new and exciting game to play with Senator Putnam. Very excited about this today. We'll see if it catches on, but I think you might like it. I have come up with an entire page of topics that I think are interesting today. We would never cover them all, and I'm like, how do I decide? It'll sound like I'm putting Mr. Putnam in a box. So I'm going to name topics, and Senator Putnam picks the topic of discussion. How about that?
I'll take potent potables for 200, Alex.
See, that was coming up. First off, the Brown University shootings from 4 days ago. The Powerball being $1.1 billion. Walz's executive orders from yesterday. The closing down of 14, or shuttering down of 14 possible fraudulent human services programs going on in the state of Minnesota. Minimum wage at nursing homes or nearly naked Christmas trees. You pick.
Oh, we gotta go with the nearly naked.
I thought you would, quite frank.
You set me up for that one. You know that's where I was going to go. You probably have nothing to say about the other ones. You just knew that this is where
I didn't study it. I just took some headlines and I found nearly naked Christmas. All right. So the question comes down, and I don't know where you are. Is Christmas your jam? Do you guys like Christmas in your household? Okay,
absolutely.
So that's what I want.
Absolutely.
To what extent I share? My wife, it is her thing. I mean, we aren't even having people at our home this year, and so I'm going to just keep it light. Now, for folks who don't know, we're blessed. We have a very huge old Victorian-style house. Every room, every place, every year gets smacked with Christmas. It's like the North Pole puked on our house. I love it. I mean, it's her jam. She does it. I don't have to do anything but help carry boxes. Well, we don't have Christmas this year. I'm going to keep it light, I'm told. Saturday morning was the coldest morning of the year. If you recall, it was like 14 below.
Yeah.
I get up. My wife is outside putting the Christmas lights up outside. Now, the coldest day of the year. I said, hon, last week it wasn't cold. It's going to be 40 next week. I just want to get it done. This is my wife. That's our house. That's what Christmas is. This house is, and we're not even having anybody over. What is yours? That's why that is mine. And it's her problem, not mine. I love it. It's beautiful. I don't have to do anything. Where are you on that scale of Christmas?
We're kind of the inverse. I'm kind of your wife on this one, which might be why we get along so well. Like I get super into all the sentiment. Like every holiday, I'm the guy, and my kids don't care at all. So like you go in to get your Christmas tree, cutting down a Christmas tree. We got this beautiful lot, River Bluff lot nearby our house. I used to be like, all right, we're all gonna go cut down the tree and drink cocoa and take ride the.
You're like a Hallmark movie dad.
And they're like, whatever, man. Seriously. And they've always been that way. It's not like they've gotten old and cynical. I'm the elf.
All right.
And they're just not into it. So and because I'm so busy, we don't decorate as much as probably would, because I would be the one who had to do it.
Well, then you're not going to like this story. I do, and your kids will. Evidently, nearly naked Christmas tree decorating is now the new in thing. Minimalistic stuff. You put a tree up, maybe some lights, not all the baubles, not all the rest, because it's easy up, easy down. And of course, they liken it. It's just the simplicity of the Christmas holiday, which is crap, because I remember being in my 20s in radio, and I didn't want to go through the hassle of a tree. So I bought the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, like the twig, and put one bulb on it. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm Mr. Christmas. Aren't I cute? I realized I was just lazy as all get out. I didn't want to do the work. So you would never go for that, would you?
Well, they've beaten me down so much over the years.
No.
That I'm not as enthusiastic as I used to be. Well, you'll enjoy this story. So when I was a kid and I came home from college one Christmas, it was right after Bill Clinton had been elected. And my parents, to mess with me, said that the taxes were going to be so high they couldn't afford a tree anymore. So they drew them with a crayon on butcher paper. And that was our Christmas tree that year. That's how
Oh,
obnoxious
that
my
is
parents
fun.
are.
This makes that says so much about who you are. Do you remember back in the day? There was a time, I want to say about 10 years ago, somebody hung a Christmas tree on upside down in some magazine. I had to figure that crap out of my house. I'm like, what are you
What's that
talking
supposed to
about?
mean? Why would you do that?
It's just another way to decorate. You didn't see the one where they were splitting Christmas trees in half and you put half the Christmas tree against the wall? We've done it all in this house, my friend.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, yeah. If it's in a magazine, we're on it. I mean, did you see? That explains a lot about you. Your parents putting up a paper Christmas tree. And then somehow when you grow up older, you just want everything Christmas you can grab. I don't think Dr. Phil, we need him for that. I really don't.
Just put me straight in the clinic. Just take me away.
Well, it's it. All right. Other topics you want to talk about on the list?
What was the Powerball thing? What was that about?
Well, I just want to. Mine is because I have a thing where I don't fiddle around with the Powerball when it's only $50 or $60 million because you'd have to get an accountant and lose your friends, and so I don't. But once it gets to 100 mil, I'm all in. So, like, as soon as I get done here. Oh, by the way, I did win some Powerball money last week. The last one, $4. I won $4. I'm letting it ride. I'm letting it ride. I told my wife, goes, we won $4. I said, I know, we're letting it ride because there's a 1.1 billion coming this Wednesday today. So as soon as I get done here, I am to wing past my local gas station to put my $4 on it and let it ride. And I just wonder if you play.
Well, you're definitely going to win. So what are you going to do with the money?
Well, see, I definitely will because, okay, this is too much about Al. I'm on a hot streak. I went to a karaoke night with some friends. We don't do it. We went with them. They invited us to karaoke. And this gal comes by. You want to play? And I don't want to run into the rats, something or other. Like, what is that? $10 and you get a rat, and then the video game comes up and they race and then you win if you win. I said, okay, fine. I'm here to play the game. I won $200. I wasn't in the place 10 minutes and I won $200. So then the next gal comes by and she's like, we're doing the meat raffle. My wife goes, no, we've already run. I said, put $5 in. We're not going to win. Just give $5, put it back to the game. We're up. Won a 4.5 pound pork belly. Sorry, just winning like winning's sake. My wife, 1 week ago, went with the gals for some charity bingo thing where women can win purses. Now that's sexist. Anybody could have won them, but it really was a women-oriented deal. She won some purse with a name on it. I don't know what it is, but it's cute enough. We're on a winning streak is my point. I now have $4 of Powerball money. I'm going for $1.1 billion.
Well,
Do you play? You don't look like you play.
Nah, I don't. When my kids were small, I used to tell them, like, we would pass by a claw machine or something like that. I'd tell them that gambling was a tax on people who are bad at math.
It's true, but it's $1 billion.
Well, no, I would. For $1 billion, I'd give it a go. I also, and it's kind of fun. Like, if you gambling can be like enjoyable, I think, to a certain extent, whether it's lottery or whether you're in Vegas. But I would never do it thinking I was ever going to win anything. It would just be like, this is a good way to waste some time.
Well, see, and that it started with me again. 100 million. I have no idea why. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to try to win $40 million. I mean, I know the math in my head is ridiculous. But when I was a sales guy, I was on the road a ton. You'd buy a $5 or $1 a piece at the time. So I'd buy one for each of the kids, my wife and I, $5. I'd get in the car and drive for 2-3 hours wherever I was going and just pretend what I would do with that money. It made time just go by this. If I don't win it tonight, we have a big trip we're going on this weekend for a wedding, and it's 6 hours on the road. Holy crap. I'll spend 6 hours deciding what I'm going to do with my $1 billion. The time will fly by. I think it's worth the investment just to have something to think about. That's how you look at it.
I think it sounds kind of fun. But I will say, just to be clear, the campaign contribution limit is $1,000 per person. Married couple can give $2,000. So when you get your billion, I'll be waiting by the mailbox.
You know what? See, and this is what I would do because you got $1 billion. Why not? I mean, sorry, Elon Musk not telling you how to use your money. I would give to every one of you. Everyone who came on the thing, 1,000 for you, 2,000 for you. It's even out, even Steven, everyone's good. But I probably, I say that and I'm lying. So, truth in advertising, I worked for Jim Hagedorn years ago, right? Running for Congress. And before him, Bobby Gunther, Representative Gunther is my representative, right? And he's a friend of when I first started the Between Lines show 35 years ago, he came on and said, this is great. And he was a buddy. He was on every time I called him. So he's running for his second office or to get reelected. And I think I sent $50 in for his campaign. I can't get off the freaking list now.
Yeah.
I've never spent another $50 30 years ago, and my name is there, and I can't hit stop enough. President Trump literally told me on an email 2 days ago how disappointed he is. He hasn't heard back from me yet. And I'm saddened that I disappointed the president. I'm also really saddened he's got time to think about me on a daily basis. But that might have been the worst $50 I've ever spent, the number of emails I've gotten. So I may never do that again.
I don't do those. Like, I don't do fundraising emails because I think they're dumb and they're super misleading most of the time. Like, oh, I've got a deadline. I need 3 cents by midnight. No, you don't. You're just a tool. So
how about the one where I've got 5 times the money? Anything you give, someone else will give 5 times matching fund. I said, that guy wants you that bad. Tell him to just give you the money. What does it matter if I give any? Makes no sense.
And it's not true, too. That's the part that bums me out.
Okay, so I wouldn't give it to you, but you'd get a nice Christmas present.
That's worth something. I'll take that.
Can you even do that? I don't know. I just said that it's probably illegal. At one point, I was not allowed to buy Bob coffee. We stopped at the coffee shop and said, I got the coffee. You can't. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because it's more than $5.
If you're a registered lobbyist, you can't. There's a $5 limit. But if you're not a lobbyist, you can buy me everything you want.
Get out, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, then maybe some of my representative and senator friends think I'm just cheap. I thought it was illegal. Okay, never mind. We got to go to break. We got much more to talk about. I got a whole list here. Nearly naked Christmas trees, Powerballs, now the good stuff. It's coming up next with Senator Aric Putnam.
Think about it. Now that school's back in session, how are Minnesota students doing? Not very well. Minnesota ACT scores fell again last year and are the lowest they've been in 10 years. In fact, fewer than half of Minnesota students can either read or do math at grade level. Think about it. We used to brag about our schools. Now we're losing to states like Mississippi. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
You know that car sound that sounds like a cricket playing a banjo? Jay's can fix that. You know when you step on the brakes and your car sounds like a pair of tennis shoes in the dryer? Paul is a guy who specializes in that. And you know that sound that never happens when the mechanic's around? Paul took a whole course on that. If you own a car, you need to know Paul. Paul owns Jay's Auto Shop, 202 North Main Street, Blue Earth, 525-1052, 525-1052.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
I got him, Senator Aric Putnam. This wasn't on the list, but I'm going to quick side note as I'm just reading this. Evidently, this paid family leave thing, Deed spent $1.9 million going to advertise it, rules and raws and putting it on social media. $1.9 million to 20 organizations. Everybody raise your hand if you're one of them didn't get any money. Not going to advertise on radio, evidently. You sons of... All right, just throwing it out there. I'm a little mad. I just read it. Here's what I was hoping you're going to talk about. So can I pick it, please? Brown University and the shooting that happened 4 days ago. Have you seen this?
I don't know much about it because these things depress me so much. I rarely read about them.
Well, no, yeah, and you only had to literally watch the last couple of evening press conferences. I don't know why when I get down, my wife gets home and I got to turn the news on. This is the thing, and they stop and show the big dogs, giving the press conference. And they're showing this. This is what I want to talk about. What they're showing is this guy, person of interest, like 3 blocks away, 2 hours before, roaming around. They can't get a good look at his face, and yada yada. And if you can notice how he walks, and you can pick who he is. And I'm thinking to myself, this is Brown University. It's $120K a year to go there. You can't tell me the nearest video they got is the Ring doorbell a block and a half away when he was walking up. One of the reporters asked this, and he goes, well, this is the newer part of the building. We've got facial recognition software, so they know who's coming the heck in. But this was more near the back with the old building. Can you swallow that, sir? You work at a university. When you retrofit, we're going to put cameras around you. Well, not the old part. We're not going to put... something is wrong here, and I don't know what, and I don't know why. I mean, this guy shot a bunch of people. Something's just fishy. Do you get that feeling?
No.
Is it just me?
Well, we spent a ton of money. We gave a ton of money to the U a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
2-3 years ago. For exactly that purpose, for secure entries and cameras and those kinds of things. Not like creepy surveillance kind of camera action, but just, responsible use of
well, you want that. I mean,
yeah, I think so too.
I mean, almost every Ring doorbell. I wish we would have put money into that back in the day, but everybody's got one. Everybody wants to know who's walking up. I can't imagine that Brown University doesn't have cameras flipping everywhere, and not somebody that isn't just sitting there watching them 24/7. Don't you think?
Well,
that's right.
Your other point's important too, because they got the money. Like they're not suffering for change there. So maybe they should put a little bit more into student safety. It would make sense. Okay.
Does something like that, when that, I mean, you obviously in the business, you work at a university. What does that do? I mean, obviously, would it be the talk of the campus? Does the management instantly go around then and say, we might want to look at our cameras. Camera 2B seems to be blocked by a tree. I mean, do they seem to get up in arms and start looking into their own crap?
I think so. I think there's going to be a pretty immediate response there, and I hope the other schools think about it too. Because that's the thing. It's like when something bad happens one place, everyone else should be like, "Oh, well, what are we doing?" Well, so yeah, I hope there's a little bit of introspection, some thoughtfulness about student safety.
And you bring up the U. I mean, their land grant. I get that, but does this instantly become an issue at the Capitol? I mean, you guys are so good. This is the key to get into the Capitol. I have my shoehorn, my doorstop. So maybe you guys aren't the ones to ask, but do you guys then think that's something that would come up and say, where are we at? I think we have 51 campuses in Minnesota with the whole Minskew situation. You then or somebody at the Capitol say, we're going to check into this. We want this fixed? Because cameras seem cheap as an unbelievably easy answer.
Well, I think that, like I said, we gave all this money to the U. I think that the U is probably in pretty good shape on that front, but I don't know about the other schools in the system. I don't like the Minnesota State system. I don't know if they are big on that sort of security stuff. I don't know, but we probably will be talking about it.
All right, fair enough. And we're running into Christmas here real quickly. Where are you and your school at on that? Are you on break yet? The kid down here, they go to Friday, then they're off for a month and a half.
I gave a final probably, I guess, Thursday last week, and so that was my last day on campus. But no, I still got to grade it.
You do finals at Christmas time? How Scrooge are you? Why not just say I'm having a final and then say, I'm kidding, Christmas present, no final for you guys? You could do that.
I had a friend who did that. So, I teach debate, and I had another friend who teaches debate, and he gave all his students these really hard questions. And then they showed up the morning of the final, and he was like, convince me we shouldn't have a final. And, they made a couple of arguments, and he didn't have to grade anything because they were going to win no matter what, because he didn't want to do the work.
See, that's a win-win right there. But except for the 2 or 3 kids that went out, man, they studied all night long. They had the answers. They were ready to ace this bad boy on a curve, and didn't have to do that. That guy
And in
wasted
that
his
class
time.
of 35, that's 2 angry people and 28 joyous ones.
Fair enough. Sir, I appreciate you being on the program. Appreciate you
Great to
taking
see
the
you, my
time
friend.
and playing
Take
our
care.
little
See you
game.
next week.
We'll see you next week.